Hola as well. Welcome to Kingdom Influencer. I pray that you guys are doing well. I have been pondering and I have been meditating on the story of Jezebel and the prophet Elijah. We know that before, if I'm not mistaken, chapter 19, we know that before then God had used Elijah in a mighty and big way. The name of God was glorified, the power of God was revealed, and the prophets of Baal were destroyed. But then we find that in chapter 19, Jezebel sent out a message to prophet Elijah, and that message left him shaken, that message left him scared to the point that he ran away. And as I've been meditating, as I've been, pondering on the whole story, it dawned on me that maybe Jezebel did not want to kill the prophet Elijah like she had said. Because if she really wanted to do that, she could have killed him that same day. But what she really wanted was to discredit the name of God. What she really wanted was to put fear on Elijah and have him take back through his actions, take back through the things that he said, how mighty and how powerful God actually is and what he believed that God was. I hope that I'm making sense. And you know what I discovered? You know what the Lord showed me is that many of us, when we step out and we do what God has called us to do, when we step out and we become what God has called us to become, when we step out and we start succeeding, whether it's God calls you, to minister to someone, God calls you to start a group, God calls you to start a Zoom conference, whatever it is that God has called you to do, when you do it, and there is success, the power of God is revealed, there is confirmation for what you have done. The enemy does not sit back and just allow things to be the way that they are. He will do everything that he can to intimidate you, and he will do everything that he can to keep you in a place where the name of God will be discredited one way or another. Many of us have experienced that when we step out and when we do what God has actually called us to do, we succeed. That day we are fine, that week we are fine. But short after that, there is an attack of the enemy. And after that attack of the enemy, we kind of doubt what we are doing. We step back from what we are doing, and we kind of become like Elisha. The enemy uses a spirit of intimidation, which I believe is the spirit that Jezebel used to intimidate the prophet Elijah. When she used that spirit and she said what she had said, Elisha had kind of forgotten what God had just done. Elisha had kind of forgotten how through him God had defeated the prophets of Baal. And that's exactly what Jezebel wanted. She wanted to discredit God. And that's how the enemy is attacking many ministers. That's how the enemy is attacking many children of God. It has gotten to a point that you do something, that the power of God is revealed, the glory of God is poured down, and then a few days after, a few days later, what seems to happen? You get intimidated. You really ask yourself, is this something that I'm supposed to be doing? I don't feel ready enough. I don't feel like I can carry on doing this. I need to seek God more. You're not saying that you need to seek God more because God has told you, or you know that there is just a certain level, there is just something else that you need to get from God. You say that you need to seek God more because everything that you have done, everything that you have said, the enemy is trying to discredit, and you are just feeling like maybe this is not for me. And the Lord wants to minister to us. The Lord wants to speak to us regarding this. The Lord does not want us to back down. The Lord does not want us to be intimidated by the enemy. When the enemy comes at you with the spirit of intimidation, the Lord wants you to step out and do what he has called you to do. Do not retrieve. The Lord is saying, do not retrieve, but keep on doing what he has called you to do. Keep on moving the way that God has called you to move. The enemy wants to discredit God. The attack is not personal. The attack isn't just on you. The attack is to discredit the name of God. The attack is to discredit the wonder and the might of God. The attack is personally on God, has everything to do with God and very little to do with you. When Jezebel went against the prophets and she sent that report, she sent that message to Prophet Elijah, it had little to do with him. Even though she spoke directly to him, even though everything that she said was pointed at him, it had very little to do with him. What she wanted to do was discredit the name of God. What she wanted was for everyone that was around, for everyone that had experienced, for everyone that had heard of what God had done through the prophet, she wanted to sow that seed of doubt. Everyone that is around you that has started seeing the glory of God over you, everyone that is being taught and is witnessing the testimony that is coming out of you, the enemy wants to discredit that. The enemy wants to put a seed of doubt on them, in them, so that they can question God, so that they can doubt God, so that they can actually be like, I'm not sure, I don't think so, maybe not. That's what the enemy wants. And God does not want you to give in to the enemy. God does not want you to give in to the spirit of intimidation. If you have to do it scared, still do it. If you have to do it shaking, do it shaking. Do not be like the prophet Elijah. Do not allow the spirit of intimidation to bring depression to you, to bring spiritual depression as well, and to make you doubt what God has said and the word that is over your life. That's what I want to share with you guys. That's what the Lord has been speaking to me, and this is what I have noticed, and personally with me as well. Whenever I step out and do a Zoom call, whenever I step out and do some project that God has called me to do, I see the confirmation of God, and then a few days after there is this attack. A few days after there is just certain things that happen where I'm just like I don't know. But this is just to say, and this is confirmation of God saying that whenever you do something great for God, whenever you step out in obedience to God, the enemy just doesn't sit around and let you be. He will try and put you in a place where you are going to retrieve. He is going to try and put you in a place where you are actually going to step back when you actually need to start moving forward. When you actually do not need to stop, where you actually do not need to take a break, but what you need to do is actually just take steps forward. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that this has been a blessing to you guys. Do not give up, guys. Do not give up. This is all from me. Un beijo. I love you guys. Bye-bye.